Hi guys, no graphics, just a quick one from me. The video that you're seeing is a pre-recorded video since I am away on holiday. So if anything I say is out of date or things have happened that is reflective of a couple of days ago, that will be why it is a pre-recorded video. I'm currently on the beach somewhere, probably getting sunburnt on the beach. I've not been away from this country for 4 years, so can't wait for that. It's been a long deserved break for me, but I hope you enjoyed today's video, and if there is anything I say that's out of date, do bear in mind that is the reason why. But can't wait to see you guys again soon. Hope you enjoyed the video. What's up guys, welcome back to Lex Alexas. So today we're going to resume the What Will the Table series, and this time we're going to turn our focus to League One. So obviously we've been doing this per international break, which is where we're stopping this, but League One, League Two have different ideas. They continue their football despite the international breaks. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to do it by month basis for now. I might change that in the future or do it by 2 months, but there's 6 game weeks that all are crammed in the month of August. So I feel, you know what? I think that's more than enough. Let's see what the League One table is going to look like after the first 6 game weeks have concluded. And then after that, and we can review this in September, I'm going to then compare my predictions to what the actual table looks like after those 6 game weeks. If you guys enjoy what you see, please smash the like button. It really does help the growth of this channel. Please hit the subscribe button too. It really does help the growth of this channel. The viewer getting the shout out today is Junior Born. Thank you so much for subscribing to the channel. It really does tremendously help. And if you subscribe to the channel, your name could very well be read by next video. If you guys can share the video too, that also really tremendously helps the growth of this channel. But without any further ado, let's start predicting what I think the League One table will look like after 6 game weeks. There you have it guys, here's the League One table with all its glory, and here are the games. So we've got 6 game weeks to go, so that is going to be quite a lot of games to predict. Luton and AFC Wimbledon, could this be an example of the leader slipping against a team not expected to pick up a result? I think Luton will win this one by 2-0 personally. Cardiff Peterborough sounds like a really good game to start off the season, and I actually think Peterborough could get a point, 1-1. Blackpool Stevenage, I fancy Blackpool to have a good start to the season. I'm going to go 2-1. Bradford and Wickham is a very good game to start off the season, and I think this one will be a draw, 1-1. Burton and Mansfield, 2 teams who I think could be facing a relegation battle this season, and a win for either one of them would be massive at this point of the season. I think it might go to Burton's way. I'm going to go 2-1 Burton. Doncaster and Exeter, I actually could see Doncaster winning this by 1-0. Huddersfield and Leyton Orient, this feels like a really big game. Huddersfield obviously were out of the top 6, but they're going to be wanting to try and fight back. Leyton Orient made it to the top 6 and were underdogs along the way. They are certainly going to miss some individuals who they had on loan last season, and they won't have them this time around. I think Huddersfield will edge it, but I think it'll be close. I'm going to actually go for a 3-2 scoreline here. Lincoln Reading, draw for me, 1-1. Plymouth Barnsley, this already feels like a really big game too. Barnsley I think will be interesting with Conor Hourihane full season. Plymouth, this will be their first league game after Tom Cleverley. I'm going to go for a Plymouth win, 2-1. Rotherham Port Vale, perhaps Rotherham could edge them here. I'm going to go 1-0, I think it'll be a close game. Wigan Northampton, I fancy Wigan, 2-1. Stockport Bolton, wow, what a huge game to start things off. I might edge Stockport here, 1-0. I'm fancying them at home. Right, I think I'm going to be quite quick here because we've got 6 game weeks to go through here. Port Vale Cardiff, oh, that's rough for Port Vale. I'm going to go 2-1 Cardiff. Peterborough and Luton, God, Peterborough have got tough games to start things off. I'm going to go 2-1 Luton. Reading Huddersfield, I think 1-1 draw. AFC Wimbledon Lincoln, I'm actually going to go for a win to AFC Wimbledon, 1-0. Barnsley Burton, this I think will be a Barnsley win, 1-0. Bolton, Plymouth. Ooh, so this is Steven Schumacher going against his former club, isn't it? That could be quite feisty. I'm actually going to go for a Bolton win as well. Exeter, Blackpool. I actually think Blackpool will win this one again, 1-0. Leyton Orient, Wigan. I fancy Leyton Orient, 2-1. Mansfield, Doncaster feels huge. I'm going to go for a draw. Northampton, Bradford. I'm not sure here. 2-1 Bradford, I think. Stevenage, Rotherham. Draw, 1-1. And Wycombe, Stockport. Oh, blimey, Stockport with some tough games. Bolton and then Wycombe. And I actually think Wycombe will win this one, 2-1. Burton, Port Vale. I'm going to go for a 2-0 win to Burton. Exeter, Mansfield. Huge games. Mansfield have actually got, I think, pretty huge games at the start of the season. Not because I think they're tough, but because they're against teams around them who I expect to be in a similar position to them. And I actually think Mansfield will get a win here. Barnsley, Bolton. 1-1 draw, I think. Blackpool, Huddersfield. Oh, wow. That's a tough game. I'm going to go back to that one. Bradford, Luton. I'm going to go for a draw. Cardiff, Rotherham. I'm going to go for a 2-1 Cardiff win. Not a 2-2, 2-1. Doncaster, Wycombe. 2-1 Wycombe. Leyton Orient, Stockport. Wow, Stockport have got a really tough start to the season. I'm going to go for a draw. Lincoln, Plymouth. I'm going to say 2-1 Plymouth. Reading, Wimbledon. 2-0 Reading. Stevenage, Northampton. I'm going to go 3-2 Stevenage. And Wigan, Peterborough. I'm going to go for a win for Posh. Now, Blackpool, Huddersfield. What am I going to say for that one? I'm going to go 2-2. Game week 4. So, Wimbledon, Cardiff. I'm saying Cardiff, 3-0. Bolton, Reading. 2-1 Bolton. Huddersfield, Doncaster, Yorkshire derby here. I think 2-0 Huddersfield. Luton, Wigan. I think this one has to be a Luton win. Mansfield, Blackpool. I'm actually going to go for a draw here. Northampton, Lincoln. Lincoln for a win, I think. Peterborough, Barnsley. Draw, 1-1. Plymouth, Leyton Orient. I think it will be a Plymouth win. Ooh. No, actually, I'm going to go for a draw. Port Vale, Stevenage. I'm going to go for a 1-0 Port Vale win. Rotherham, Burton. Draw for me. Stockport, Bradford. Draw. And Wycombe, Exeter. I'm going to go 2-0 Wycombe. Game week 5 already. Right, we're speeding through this. Right, big game. Luton, Cardiff. Huge game. And I think it will be Luton that win. 1-0. Rotherham, Wigan. I'm actually going to go for a Wigan win. 2-1. Wimbledon, Barnsley. 2-0 Barnsley. Bolton, Lincoln. For me, I fancy Bolton a little bit more. I'm going to go 3-1. Huddersfield, Stevenage. For me, it's Huddersfield. Mansfield, Leyton Orient. 2-1 Leyton Orient, I think. Northampton, Exeter. Let's go for 2-1 Northampton. Peterborough, Bradford. 1-0. 1-0 Peterborough. Plymouth, Blackpool. I'm going to go for a Blackpool win. 3-2. Port Vale, Doncaster. I'm going to go for another Port Vale win. Stockport, Burton. I think they'll win this one by 3-0. And Wycombe, Reading. Draw for me. 2-2. And now we made it to game week 6. And that takes us to the end of August. Cardiff with back-to-back games against Leeds and Plymouth. Brutal for Cardiff. I think Cardiff had some nice games, and then to have those two back-to-back just goes to show how quickly the fixture difficulty can change. And I think I might predict Cardiff to get a draw. Doncaster, Rotherham. I'm actually going to go for a Doncaster win. Barnsley, Huddersfield. I'm actually going to go for a Huddersfield defeat here. 2-0. Blackpool, Bolton. I'm going for a draw. Bradford, Wimbledon. I'm going to go 2-1 Bradford. Burton, Luton. I think Luton will win this one 3-1. Exeter, Peterborough. A draw. Leyton Orient, Northampton. I'm going to go 2-1 Leyton Orient. Lincoln, Mansfield. 1-0 Lincoln. Reading, Port Vale. I think Reading will win this one. Stevenage against Wycombe. I think Wycombe will win this one by 2-0. Wigan, Stockport. I think Stockport have got to win this one 3-1. Okay, so we've done the first 6 game weeks. I don't think I've made any errors in my ways or any mistypes. No. Okay. So guys, as you can see, this is an empty table currently in terms of the table calculator. We're then going to see what it's going to look like after those games. So if you do the math, 6 times 12, that is 72. So I've predicted 72 games in the short space of 10 minutes. Let's see how the League One table looks after those predictions. So I've clicked calculate. I'm going to go from top to bottom this time around for this one. So the top 2 after those 2 games are as follows. It's Luton and Wycombe. Both undefeated, 5 wins and 6 I was going to say 6 draws, 5 wins and 1 draw for Luton. Wycombe started the season with 4 wins and 2 draws. Wycombe have got Stevenage, Reading, they've got as a draw, Exeter, Doncaster, Stockport at home, and Bradford. So Wycombe actually have games against 2 of the newly promoted sides in the opening 6 games, which I think is quite nice. Luton, of course, they do have Burton there. Then it's Cardiff. Then that's followed going backwards this time against Wigan. Then it's Bradford. So Bradford have got to play both of them, actually, which is quite brutal. Peterborough there. And then they started with Wimbledon. So actually, and Luton, another club, they have to face 2 of the newly promoted sides in their opening 6 games. Interesting. Quite a load of points as well. 16 points and 14 points at this point of the season. Let's see what the top 6 looks like at this stage. And it looks like this. So, Barnsley in the top 6. Joint top points. In fact, we have a 3-way tie with 3 wins, 2 draws and 1 loss each for Barnsley, Cardiff and Stockport with 11 points each. Is that a massive shock? I think Cardiff have been expected to be up there. I'm surprised I've seen no Plymouth so far. Blackpool are up there. They are also undefeated, Blackpool. Maybe I've been a bit generous with them. A draw against Bolton, they could easily, go either way. Plymouth, maybe that win against Plymouth was a bit controversial there. Then what else have we got for Blackpool here? A draw against Mansfield, so maybe they could have get a winner there. Then Huddersfield was a draw, and then Exeter was a win, and Stevenage was a win. So some tough games, but I actually think a pretty mixed bag. I actually think they've got some nice games too. Right, let's see the top half then. And it looks like this. So, Huddersfield narrowly out of the top 6. Still no Plymouth. I must have dealt them really dirty in terms of their results. Bolton and Leyton Orient and Reading are just below, which I'm expecting. Peterborough doing a little bit better than what they were doing last season, just back in the conversation of playoffs. Bradford with 9 points in their opening 6 games. That's a really good return for a newly promoted side. Now let's scroll down, and there is Plymouth. Blimey, I've been really harsh on them, haven't I? So let's go for the top 17, I'd say. There's Plymouth on 8 points, so 3 points off playoffs. But look at that, 10 goals conceded with 10 goals scored. That's quite interesting. 2 wins, 2 draws and 2 defeats. What have I done for them? A draw Cardiff, and then that's followed by a defeat against Blackpool, draw Leyton Orient, win against Lincoln, loss against Bolton, and a win against Barnsley. I've got to say, Plymouth got some tough games. I will give them that, but maybe they'll get more than 8 points. I think I'm being a little bit harsh on them there. With other teams, Doncaster, they're doing quite well for a newly promoted side. Lincoln with 7 points. That seems about right to be in 15th place. Burton doing okay with 16th place with 7 points. And Wigan, sort of in the lower part of the table with 6 points. Not doing terribly per se. But now let's look at the teams who narrowly avoid going into the bottom 4 in the opening 6 games. And they are as follows. Port Vale, also 6 points with Wigan. Mansfield with 5 points, and Rotherham are quite low down. Maybe I've been a bit harsh on Rotherham. I mean, they didn't have an amazing season last season. I wasn't really massively inspired even with a changing manager, so maybe that'll be more of the same this season. I don't know. I feel like it's a little bit harsh for me to predict that personally. So then that means the bottom 4 looks like this. It is Exeter, who are in rock bottom with 1 point. And actually, everyone else gets a win. It is only Exeter that actually doesn't get a win. Oh my gosh, I think I've done them dirty. Wimbledon, Northampton and Stevenage also in the bottom 4, but they do have at least 1 win under their belt. Blimey, do Exeter have a bad start, or have I just been really harsh? Exeter start off with Doncaster. Oh, I mean, I tell you what, I think they could get a result there. Exeter, game week 2. What did I predict for them? A defeat against Blackpool. I guess that's quite a tough game. Then away from home here, or are they at home? Where are Exeter here? Can't actually see them at this moment of time. It doesn't help. Okay, yeah, it's Mansfield. Oh, that's a controversial defeat to give that to Mansfield. And then one for Exeter here, lost to Wickham. Yeah, that's quite tough. And then this time around, what did I predict for them here? A defeat against Northampton. Wow, I've been really harsh on them, haven't I? And then another result, 1-1 draw with Peterborough. That's literally their only point. If I didn't give them that point there, they would have actually got 0 points. Oh dear, Exeter fans, I hope you don't unsubscribe if any of you have subscribed to the channel. I'm so sorry, I don't know what got over me there, but 1 point in 6 games is what I'm predicting, and in fact the only team we've not picked up a win. So 15 points separate the top and the bottom of the table. So according to 6 games, I'm predicting Luton and Wickham actually being in the top 2, with Blackpool, Stockport, Cardiff, Barnsley in the top 6, but Huddersfield, Bolton and Leyton Orient very close behind. And then in the bottom 4, you've got Exeter, Wimbledon, Northampton and Stevenage. In fact, only one of the newly promoted 4 to be in the bottom 4 come the start of the season of the opening 6 games. Quite interesting, actually. So guys, that wraps it up for my League One table prediction after 6 game weeks. Obviously, it's just for a little bit of fun. If you don't agree with me, let me know in the comments down below, and let me know what you think the table will look like after 6 game weeks as well. But if you guys did enjoy, please like, subscribe and share. All of that is free to do, and they really do help the growth of this channel. Thank you guys so much for watching. You guys are the legend Joe for joining this video, and as always, I'll see you guys soon. Take care, everyone.